What's going on, everybody? We have a blood red day. I'm going to show you the overall market, what's going on. I'm also going to touch on ChargePoint, PayPal, and Facebook really fast, just to give you an update on the last video and what I'm looking for. And I'm also going to show you a discrepancy, something very interesting going on with both the market and Bitcoin. So let's get this going, and don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to check out the Discord. I plan on putting all my buys and sells there, and we're just getting it started out, so don't forget to join. Now let's look at TradingView's heat map and see what the market's doing. Definitely not looking good today. And I mean, just to look at this market, the green is very few and far between. We have some whole sectors that are just completely red. A few sectors like energy and health services that are just flat, I'd say. But you know, overall, we definitely have a very red day, and it's a great time to be a long-term investor. Now, you just saw how bad the market is performing today. Let's check out Bitcoin. You would think it's just breaking support levels and falling off like a cliff. Let's check it out. To provide some backstory, we broke this channel. It's just been continuing down, trying to establish support, bounced right off of 20,700, and since then has bounced off of that point a few times, trying to establish support there. I find it very interesting that on a super blood red day like this in the market, that Bitcoin's pretty much just trading flat, just going sideways. You would think the speculative nature with large caps and with tech and even with small cap growth stocks absolutely getting wrecked. You'd think Bitcoin would fall as well with the risk on assets. But I just find it kind of funny that this is trying to trade sideways. But remember, we are on a longer term downtrend, and if we do break this yellow level, we're likely to test 19 and then 17. And you're going to want to watch out for mid-September. If we do break out of this downtrend, we could have a reversal. But if you're familiar with the channel, you know that I think it's a strong buy under 20,000 and even up to 25,000, even up to 30,000, you better believe I will be adding my Bitcoin. I am extremely comfortable adding in any of those price ranges, and I will continue to add. All right, my friends, now how are you feeling lately about Bitcoin? How's the overall market treating you? Are you like a kid in a candy store just picking up everything you can? Are you a bit low on cash so you have to show a little restraint? Let me know in the comments below what your tactics have been lately. And next up, I want to just give you guys an update on the price action on ChargePoint, PayPal, and Facebook. I am watching these three, and I will likely be picking up a few of them coming up this week. Now, first off, looking at ChargePoint, I want to mention, of course, earnings is coming up. Very likely we kind of have a little pessimism, maybe even trade sideways, trade flat, if not come down a little bit, test this trend line. Ever since we broke this little uptrend, we've just been continuing down for a very brief period, tried to establish support at 15. Now upon zooming in, you'll see that we are kind of bouncing off of this point right here, trying to hold it as a support, which was a previous resistance. If this area fails, if this support fails, our next level is going to be right around 13 or 1275, and we could possibly bounce. So you want to watch a bounce. If we do fall back in there, we will be back in this long downtrend. We did just have a reversal, had a little bit of a pop, went all the way from about 14 to 18, and just like the overall market has just been selling off. Now, I personally, as a long-term investor, see ChargePoint as a great time to add, but I did decide that I'm going to continue to watch it this week because I do think it's going to continue down, especially with a little bit of fear coming up to earnings, a little bit of uncertainty. Next up, I wanted to show you PayPal or pypl, and if you guys watched my previous videos, you saw all these levels here. Now, sure enough, we did actually come through and pass this gap. We didn't fill this gap. We literally made another gap. Now, one thing about gaps up is a lot of time they do get filled. But you know, gaps down don't always get filled, so don't think it's the same 90% rule. You know, that being said, I do think it's eventually going to fill this gap. I do think PayPal's extremely undervalued, but I'm going to be continuing to watch it because we did not break out of this downtrend. In fact, we fell further and we may break this floor here, this $93 area. So I personally think if we can break 93, it would be great to go get in and get out on a scalp. Just buy a put and scalp it, because if this support doesn't hold up, it's very likely we fall quite a bit before establishing a new support, probably around this $90 area. You'll see that we really didn't establish any on this massive run up here, so it's very possible we come back down, at least test $90. At that point, I will likely be adding to my PayPal. Next up is Facebook, Meta Platforms, META. And looking at this one, you know, we were in this kind of a channel. We did break out of it, but I do think it's going to come down, test this 155. You know, if you're considering getting in on an entry point, I would get in on the bounce of this, set a stop loss, and just let that momentum ride. If you already have a position in this, you probably don't want to set a stop loss and take a huge loss on this if you're way up. But looking at Facebook, you know, I haven't really touched this one in a while, just kind of letting it fall, letting it do its thing. I am watching it now, and I do think that it's a low risk to reward. I do think of all the blue chips that this is one of the better buys, especially when you look at Apple trading near highs. And just looking at the technicals down here, you'll see that the RSI is pretty heavily oversold. MACD still bearish, but I think about due to curl. Keep an eye on that MACD. Once that curl starts, could be a great entry point. Set a stop loss like I said and let it ride. Now, I am long term on Facebook, and I think anywhere in this zone honestly is a great place to DCA. We're probably going to likely trade in this channel, have another little breakout. You could even play the breakout of this, buy a call or just buy some shares and swing them. But how I'm going to be playing Facebook is I'm going to continue to watch it. I personally don't really see it establishing support right in the middle of this channel. I think it's either going to find the upside or the downside. So I'm just going to continue to watch, but zooming out to the daily candles on the 6-month chart, you'll see that we are a little under neutral. The MACD is still bearish and we can definitely come down and test this. But that's it for you guys for now. What are you looking for in the stock market lately? And what are your thoughts on ChargePoint, Facebook, or PayPal? Are you adding to any of these? Playing some potential breakouts? What are you doing in the market lately? Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out the Discord, check out all the free links. Thanks as always, guys. Much love. Take it easy.